7:14, and California's proposed new budget includes health care for nearly 100,000 undocumented immigrants.
Here now to explain is Fox 5 legal analyst Wendy Patrick. Wendy, good morning.
Good morning.
Hot button topic to say the least, and controversial. What exactly, the changes in this new plan from the current plan, because a lot of people may not know, there's already a current plan for this, but these are some changes. Explain what's happening here.
That's right, and we do have a current plan that we instituted in 2016 that covers a certain segment of undocumented youth up to age 18. How quickly we forget that this went into effect in 2016, and this is being touted as some new idea we've never thought of before. It's actually not.
Right.
We're expanding what's already been covered.
Right.
And I have to say, you know, there are two sides to this. There's always dueling narratives when when it comes to a proposal like this. Originally, the thought was, let's cover everybody that's here illegally. That was scaled back dramatically. Then it became, well, let's cover this group of 19 to 25-year-olds, which we're talking about this morning, and also the elderly. After all, they use health care probably more so than the 19 to 25-year-olds. That was scaled back. So now we have this group of 19 to 25-year-olds. Obviously, there's still pushback there. But to look at it from a broader perspective, this really is a lot less than what was originally on the table. I don't think that's getting enough play, but this is what we are left with. And it's not all 19 to 25-year-olds that are here illegally. It's those that qualify, those that are in that low-income bracket.
It seems arbitrary to me, 19 to 25. How did they reach that age group?
Boy, Raul, wouldn't I love to be in one of those meetings where they discuss, you know, why is it 25? Why isn't it 26? Why, you know, that's one of the things that they have to talk about regarding cost, which is probably the answer ultimately. Because that's one of the reasons, probably the predominant reason they decided not to extend that to older undocumented adults, because that cost would have been $3.4 billion as opposed to $98 million. That's a huge difference.
Well, it's almost like that college student age. So you look at it and you say 19 to 25. What else was happening in that meeting? Like, what would happen to these people if they weren't covered? Why is that range so important?
Because of the benefits they bring to the economy was the argument that was propounded, Heather. That's exactly what they were talking about. Is this is a group that if they're healthy, they can work more hours, they can work harder. Now you can see that argument almost is a little tenuous, because wait a minute, we don't want to work them to death. We want them to be healthy. We don't want to be exploiting the fact that this is a healthy age group. So it's like you said, you started the segment, it's such a provocative issue because of the very human issues that surround this age group. And then, of course, there are many Californians that say, can't we use that money to cover the homeless, to cover people that are here legally, that have all of these other issues that are documented, but nonetheless could really use that kind of health care? And should we be taxing people here legally that have chosen not to have health care to pay for it?
You brought up the taxes, you brought up taxpayer. Again, this is another one of those divides.
Oh, yeah.
You're either on this side of the issue, you're either on that side of the issue. Some people question, is this even legal to use taxpayer funds to do this? Or is it the fact that it's already in the books and you're just making changes to it?
Well, that's the budget that the governor wants to pass, is that they want the California. So remember that federally we got away from this. We got out of the individual mandate in 2017. This would be bringing it back in California and saying, if you live here legally and you decide not to buy health care, we're going to tax you to pay for this new plan to cover this segment of undocumented immigrants. Many Californians that choose not to buy health care don't like that plan. So you have to pay for this, but show me the money. Where does it come from? Who pays for it? And many people that live here say that's not the group that we would like to pay for it.
The other argument, people saying that who are for this are also saying, people who are undocumented who are living here, every time they go to purchase something at a store, if you're living here, you're also paying taxes as well in your own way, right? So those people still maybe they deserve this kind of
they're contributing to the economy. That's the argument, Heather. Absolutely. But let me even toss one more issue in here. There are some that argue that given the national push against undocumented immigration, there will be some that are eligible for it. They'll be afraid to come forward and claim it. So that's just one more issue, one more factor that goes into whether or not this plan is ultimately going to be successful. But they have until midnight, June 15th, to pass it, and it looks like it is set to pass.
Wow. So you brought this up. I had that word right here. What about the fear of getting caught?
It's out there in the climate we live in. It's also out there, but nonetheless, in California, given the policies we have here, it's more likely than not people will feel safer here than maybe in other places in the nation, stepping up and claiming these benefits.
June 15th.
June 15th.
We'll see.
Saturday night.
It's interesting.
Wow, it's 3 days away. That's unbelievable. Wendy Patrick, we thank you as always.
Always a pleasure.